and they gave this doll as a gift to the head honcho of the toy factory. And in the beginning, they have like this huge business meeting, and they're saying how they want to release this toy again because this kid just has like psychological problems, and they can't let him affect their money anymore. And so you kind of really just like hate all these people right off the bat. You really don't like the
CEO.
Yeah, the main dude either.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, what are children besides, consumers in training?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is there's like these very like undertones of like anti-establishment.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Multi-layered.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because Don Mancini, the creator of the franchise, is in fact gay.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like I'm sure he's been through some stuff in his life or whatever. Especially he's an older gentleman.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can kind of relate with some of this stuff or whatever if you're paying attention.
Yeah.
What was I going? Oh yeah. Anyway, I was gonna say the beginning of the film is cool when he kills the CEO.
Yeah.
Because he goes back. They give him Chucky as a gift, and he plays with him.
Yeah.
For such a long time. And what's the other thing that he says? He strangles him with a yo-yo string, and he's like,
nothing like a strangulation to get the circulation going.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
It really was, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about how gnarly his face is in this.
Yeah.
Like his snarling.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. How do you like the look that he has in this one compared to the other ones?
His brow line and stuff is it's just more like angry.
Yeah. It's like more defined.
Yeah.
You can actually see it more. I just think his screaming when he screams, he's like, ah. it's just crazy. I don't know,
because he always does. They do the jump scares a lot.
Yeah, there's one that really got me. It didn't really get me, but I mean, it kind of like I was like, whoa. But I don't remember which one it was, but it was one of the ones where he just jumps out and he's just screaming, and you just see his mouth opening up, and it was pretty good.
What are you talking about? The one at the end in the carnival? When he's like finds Tyler, but Tyler gets stuck in the thing, and then all of a sudden he
I think it's that one,
and he's like, ah!
Yeah, I think it was that one. Yeah. That one was pretty good.
Yeah. His expression, the animatronics were fun on this.
Yeah,
for sure. How do you feel about them changing the title after the third? Because after this one, I think the next one is Bride of Chucky.
Okay. I don't know. Would you have rather them just kept going like 4, 5, 6?
I guess it makes sense. I just wanted to hear your opinion.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I don't really mind them changing it from 3 to what was it? Bride of Chucky.
Bride, because Jennifer Tilly, who plays Charles Lee Ray's girlfriend.
Okay.
In the world or whatever, she comes back and gets his parts and sews him together from the end of this, because this one he falls into the big ventilation fan thing.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm not. I don't know. Neither mad or upset or anything about them changing it. What about you?
I don't mind either. I just feel like the from that point on, after the third one, the tone changed.
Yeah, it gets silly.
Yeah,
kind of.
And I feel like the kind of classic tone changed after they ditched the Child's Play logo, and I feel like that's why you can differentiate the new ones from the classic 3.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that was an interesting question. But I do love that title, Child's Play. I feel like that's genius.
No, yeah, it's really good.
For what they were trying to do.
Yeah, I after watching this one, I want to say I think. Well, how would you like? Do you like the second one better than the third one, right?
Yeah, I still.
That's the one you picked, right?
Yeah.
And then the original one.
The original one, I mean, I feel like it goes without saying. Without that one, we wouldn't have
anything, yeah.
2
Yeah.
or 3. So, yeah, I love the first one. That's the one that I had. The only one of this set that I actually had on video was the first Child's Play. So that's the one I've seen the most.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, I was just asking, but that was kind of a dumb question. That was your favorite for last week. But yeah, I think I like. I actually think I like the second one better than the third one. Now, like watching it, rewatching it, like the whole thing. I like the other one, the second one, Child's Play 2, better, but I'm more familiar with the third one, if that makes sense. Because I said I've seen it so many times, and I think the second one, Child's Play 2, that was the first time I've seen it. Yeah,
that was like your first real experience watching that one. Which I hope it was a good one.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I like the first 2 because of the kid, Alex Vincent. When he was I feel like his performance as Andy is just so great. Yeah, because you're a kid, you know what I mean, and you have like, I feel like it's hard to, because filming a movie can't be easy, especially at that age.
Yeah,
and I feel like there's no time in either the first or the second that I'm like, oh, this is unbelievable.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's why Chucky worked, is because he played off him so well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I like the fact that how he how in this one, Child's Play 3, where Chucky figures out that he doesn't need Andy anymore. That he's like, oh, I was remade, so technically I can tell someone else my secret, and I thought it was a cool way to kind of change it from being just about Andy to
like he was saying in the interview that he didn't want it to become too like, what's the word, like
repetitive?
Yes. How it's just like keeps going with Andy and keeps going.
It was a cool little twist.
Yeah, because then he's like, oh, I don't need you anymore, and then Andy just becomes more of a target.
Yeah,
more of an obstacle for Chucky to get to. It was Tyler.
Yeah, because Andy's trying to save him the whole time. After that, after he figures out that I think he says, he's my best friend now, or whatever.
Yeah, and he's kind of brainwashed Tyler, who's the little African American kid.
Yeah,
that another main player of this film, and becomes Chucky's new target as far as to play hide the soul.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty weird that no one kind of questioned him when he was, when at first when they're like, oh, what are you doing down here? I'm playing hide the soul, with Chucky, and then everyone's just like, oh, okay, and I'm like,
once again, I feel like that's social commentary on that nobody ever like really pays attention to what kids are doing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you're digging deep into the movies, man.
Do you want to do some Swan facts, dude?
Yeah. Let's see what you got.
All right. They already covered this, but I'll say it anyway. 3 was released 9 months after Part 2, which I think is insane.
That's really crazy. I didn't know that until you told me. But that's.
I guess that's like was more acceptable then.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, oh shit, this is a hit. Let's fucking crank them out, dude. Because
you go straight from like.
That means in between those 9 months, they were already writing that one.
Yeah, which is crazy.
He also had said that 3 is his least. I might have just killed one of my other ones, but he also said that 3 was his least favorite in the series because they asked him to write it so fast that he was kind of out of ideas after doing the second one.
Yeah. So, and it had to have been just right after the second one, which is crazy. So it was. I don't know. Do you know how long? Like when he started writing it?
Yeah, actually, because I did a lot of research for this one.
Yeah, because I want to know just like the time period he had, or like from like the end of the end of the first one when they ended filming that one, and then going straight into the.
I think they said that he started writing on the third one before 2 had even been released.
Dang, that's crazy. That's insane. Dang. Wow.
My next big thing, tabloids attacked this film, claiming it was the cause of 2 young boys committing a murder. It was later revealed that these 2 children had not seen the film yet. That's classic, blaming the movies, or jumping the gun.
All this violence in the world.
I guess these two kids murdered this other little kid.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that happened at.
When this came out in 91?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because the original, I think, is 89, so they're literally like boom, 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 boom.
That's insane. Oh man.
I don't know, man.
But I like his kind of reasoning for aging Andy.
Yeah.
Like supernaturally or whatever. He said that the child version of Andy, there was no more story really, and the teen version of him there's a little more like teen angst and things that teenagers deal with or whatever, and it's more of a
like how they put the when Andy realizes that Chucky's back and they're in his like little bunker or whatever. There's like a scene where Andy's unpacking and there's a playpen.
There's a Playboy, yeah. He's like, Andy, how you've grown.
Yeah, and so that I feel like that was cool. It created like the new dynamic that movie needed to be fresh or whatever. So in that respect, it was cool.
Yeah, I like that.
This is the first film in the franchise to use computer technology to help in the animatronics for Chucky, and maybe that's why his facial expressions are so much more defined, like you were saying.
Wow, yeah.
The movie was filmed in an actual military school in Missouri. The school has since closed down.
Oh.
And I think the school was called it's not actually called Kent. The one that they use in the film, it's called Kemper, or was.
Okay. I bet you they get a lot of trespassers. All these people want to go see horror movies and stuff were filmed.
I never thought about that. Chucky's gonna be a bro is a quote in reference to Chucky possessing the young African American kid.
Be a brother.
And I guess TV versions and even some rental stores had this edited out in fear of backlash from, or they thought it was going to offend African Americans. I guess.
No way. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought
pretty funny.
I thought that was Dawn being tame.
Yeah,
I feel like that's that was a respectful way.
Yeah,
or I would. That's how I see it.
I didn't.
Because he could have literally said whatever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah,
he's a fucking serial killer, like crazy.
Yeah.
Like what? Suddenly he's supposed to have manners.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty. That line was great. I forgot about that line. Yeah. I mean, it made me laugh when I heard it.
And the way,
just the mannerism, how he said it and everything. That was funny.
Another murder also surrounded the film around the time of its release. Suzanne Caper was tortured before being set on fire. While the torture occurred, she was forced to hear,
"Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?"
at maximum volume.
Is that a real thing?
That's that really happened.
No way. That's wow.
But see, of course that's a shame that happened, but when you release any kind of properties like this into the world, just like you and me have seen
people are free to do what they want with that stuff.
Like you're gonna get some people that are already not right in the head, knowing about these things in pop culture, and sometimes people want
released out there, they can get it and do what they want with it. I mean,
they want to use
that. They can't. The company or whatever has no control over what people do with the product after it's released or sold.
A perfect example would be the thing that happened at Phoenix, the attempted assassination of the Green Ranger. What's his name?
Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Right before Comic-Con, dude.
Really?
You didn't know about that?
No, I didn't know about that. What the heck?
Yeah, at Phoenix Comic-Con, which is basically just like our Comic-Con, maybe a little bit smaller scale. This guy got in with like a duffel bag full of weapons, including like a 12 gauge and a bunch of Berettas and stuff. And I guess his intention was to kill a bunch of security